how did these Westerners become gurus? Well, here is another interesting twist in the tale. We had earlier told you that Srila Prabhupada had chosen 11 of his disciples to take over ISKCON after his death, but Bengaluru ISKCON claims to have found a letter which acts as a clinching evidence to prove that the 11 disciples could not become gurus. According to a letter written by Srila Prabhupada in July 1977, he directs that his chosen disciples can only act as Ritvik, which means that they are one representative of an Acharya. But according to ISKCON Bengaluru, the 11 disciples he suggested turned out to become Acharyas and Gurus, and a good number of them even fell from grace. Does this mean that Acharyas across ISKCON worldwide are self-proclaimed Gurus? Well, if the letter written by Srila Prabhupada is to be believed and accepted as authentic, then it questions self-proclaimed ISKCON Gurus worldwide.
Why did Prabhupada mention in his letter that he would be the only Acharya or Diksha Guru of ISKCON? Did his decision lead to his probable murder? Why is Bengaluru ISKCON at loggerheads with ISKCON centers worldwide? Well, wait and watch on the other side of the story to know more.
Here is something more interesting. 21 years after the death of Srila Prabhupada, Bengaluru ISKCON devotees claim to have come across a treachery in 1998. It was a letter that changed the dynamics at Bengaluru ISKCON, and they had begun to question almost every other guru at ISKCON worldwide.
Our president had gone to Delhi to know about the inauguration of the temple there in Delhi, because all these temples were offered to Prabhupada's birth centennial. At that time, somebody slipped this letter to his hotel room. That's how he got to know about this letter. And then he read this final order, which was in the, seeing this letter, when he discussed about this letter to some of his colleagues, they said, oh, this is, don't discuss about this letter, it is banned.
As per the claims, this was a letter written by Srila Prabhupada himself months before he had died. A letter in which Srila Prabhupada had clearly mentioned that his 11 disciples could only be Ritviks, which means representatives of an Acharya and not Acharya themselves. But why did Srila Prabhupada write such a letter? Was he aware that no one could replace him, or was it something else? According to Bengaluru ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada had felt that the members and devotees of those times, who were mainly Westerners, had not developed the required spiritual stature, knowledge, realization, immense purity and gravity required to occupy the post of his spiritual successor as an Acharya. Bengaluru ISKCON further alleges that the 11 appointees did not heed to the instructions of Srila Prabhupada and usurped to his position. Bengaluru ISKCON claims that such corruption in other centers have forced them to constantly fight against other ISKCON centers worldwide. They claim that the system of self-appointed gurus is the cause of such rampant corruption. ISKCON Bengaluru further claims that their fight against corruption has irked ISKCON centers worldwide, and that is why other centers have started to malign them, keeping ISKCON Mumbai in the foreground.
We stood up and said, you cannot be gurus. The situation now is that we are pointing fingers at them based on Prabhupada's instructions, based on his letters, based on his teachings, that on one level they were not authorized by any they have no authorization by Prabhupada. On another level, their actions also have shown that they are not qualified enough to sit on that seat. So we pointed this. So what has happened is, they are the accused, they are the prosecutors, and they are even the judges. So in this situation, we are in a situation where we are caught up in a situation where we are fighting the whole system.
कृष्ण कीर्तन गान नर्तन पनो प्रेमामृतम निधि धीरा धीर जन प्रिय प्रिय करौ